How to actually start calisthenics. So, there are 4 exercises you need to start with. Push-ups, pull-ups. No, not like this. There are several videos about this topic, but most of them don't tell you the truth. They don't tell you the reality. Specifically, they miss an entire step, exactly what's the most important. Stay with me and I tell you how you should actually start calisthenics. What's up guys, it's Adam from gymnasticsmethod.com. If you don't want to miss my new videos about bodyweight training and lifestyle, please subscribe and click on the bell. Thank you. And if you want to get access to all the Gymnastics Method workout programs, tutorials like planche, handstand or muscle up, nutrition guide, daily workouts and much more, click the link below and become a member now on gymnasticsmethod.com. So, as I mentioned, there are several videos on how to start calisthenics, but unfortunately, almost all of them miss the most important step that every beginner should start with. Everyone immediately comes with push-ups, pull-ups, pistol squats, etc. because obviously these are the well-known exercises and basic calisthenics moves that everyone can learn like this, since we just have to move our own body weight and it's that simple. If you have difficulties, they show you some regressions, you'll practice those and you learn the exercises, that's it. And the question always comes up in my mind, whether these athletes, trainers, experts have ever dealt with people, with ordinary people, those who have a job, a family, a social life, and they want to train and learn these things that we can do. Based on these tips, I think no, they haven't dealt with people yet, or if they had, I'd be wondering what the outcome was. Or the people who start training based on these videos, how far they've gotten, what they've achieved, in what form they can do the exercises. Are they injured or are they still doing it anyway? I work with a lot of people in person and my experience is that you simply can't start with push-ups, pull-ups, pistol squats, etc. Many people can't even bend forward to tie their shoes, can't squat properly or hang on the bar for 30 seconds. And if people with sports background also reached out to me, they had to go back to the basics because they had missing skills. So what's the key? What's the move which is skipped in every video? The first step that everyone should start with is developing body awareness, doing corrections and joint preparations. In other words, you should start with a proper warm-up routine that helps to develop body awareness and moves your body around efficiently. After that, you need to prepare your joints with mobilization and stabilization exercises, isolations and activations, which include the required corrections. You need to implement these isolations and activations in the basic exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, which really require them. This is the first step. Let's take a look which steps you need to go through to be able to perform incredible skills and have a decent strength in calisthenics. So, as I mentioned, the first step is improving body awareness, doing corrections and preparing your joints. This is what nobody is talking about. The second step is learning the basic pushing, pulling, core and leg exercises in the right order. The third step is to master any desired skill you want, step by step with progressions. Of course, this process also has a recommended order, but after mastering the basics, learning any skill will be much easier. This will be the recipe to be a calisthenics beast on a broad scale in 3 steps. Let's talk a little bit about the first step, as the purpose of this video is to draw attention to this and define it. I have already made a video about the proper warm-up in which I tell you important information. You can watch this on the channel. A good warm-up routine alone will help you achieving a better mobility in general and increasing performance during your workout. The other important area is joint preparation, which we call prehab, and this means joint mobilization, so increasing range of motion, and stabilization, so strengthening. For many people, these exercises are corrections in themselves, helping to fix asymmetries, creating proper ranges of joint movements, and strengthening the weak links. We can say that with this process, you can adopt a new, stronger body for yourself, you can renew your machine. You can do prehab exercises for each joint according to your goals, or in case you have specific problems with one of the areas. However, in general, as a beginner, it's worth to work according to a comprehensive system that prepares all the major joints for further exercises, including the basic exercises. The gymnastics method system basically starts with a joint preparation program, which we usually do for 6 weeks and gradually increase the intensity, focusing on the following areas: wrist, elbow, scapulas, shoulders, spine and core, hips, knees and ankles. These are all important areas and it's worth to prepare all of them without exemption. I know that in calisthenics we mainly focus on upper body exercises and skills, but it's also worth to prepare the lower body so you can perform at least the basic leg exercises with proper execution. After the general joint preparation program, it's a good idea to keep the prehab exercises as a part of the warm-up, at least to the trunk. So, wrist, elbow, scapulas, shoulders and core prehab exercises after the warm-up as the part of the routine. We call this the prehab routine. In terms of exercises, there are areas where we work separately with specifically mobilization exercises and stabilization exercises, but it's also possible to use two in one. Let's look at a specific example of this. We do mobilization exercises separately for the wrist joint, and then we do strengthening exercises. However, in case of the scapulas, we mobilize and stabilize the given area simultaneously with different exercises. We do various scapular movements under load, in which the concentric phase gives mainly the stabilizing effect, the eccentric phase and its lower endpoint give the mobilizing effect. But as you can see, these two together add up as a whole, and they are the most effective ones. Exercises like this are often said to be your strength training is your correction, as they simultaneously provide strengthening and stretching effect and develop the neuromuscular connections. To summarize, it's worth preparing your joints before you get into basic exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, etc. Okay, that's clear, but why do you need them exactly to learn the basics? Why isn't it possible to do both at the same time? If you have a sport background and you have a good body awareness, you can start doing both at the same time because there is a chance that you'll be able to implement what you learn immediately. But if you're a beginner, I don't recommend to rush it because most likely you won't have enough strength to execute the basic exercises. Don't rush it. Even if you follow my advices, you only need to work on these for 6 weeks, and after that, you'll be strong enough to start doing push-ups, etc. I guarantee. I know you are excited, you are impatient, but believe me, it's really worth to put in the work in this. I know everybody wants to skip this step, but it would be a big mistake. Let's see an example for the previous question. Why do you need joint preparation exercises to learn the basic calisthenics exercises? Take a look at push-ups. In order to be able to perform the regular push-up, you must have at least proper scapula and core stability. In addition, it's worth mobilize and strengthen your wrists, elbows and shoulders at a basic level, since many beginners complain about the pain in these areas. So we've only mentioned 5 areas you should prepare in order to avoid pain and failure in training. One more thing to add. As I mentioned, a lot of beginners complaining about, for instance, wrist pain while doing regular push-ups. Maybe not immediately, but after a certain amount of time. What's usually the advice? Use parallettes, or do push-ups on your fists, or use wrist wraps. Interesting that nobody is talking about do preparation exercises for your wrists. That's what I was talking about when I said they skip a step. If everyone started with joint preparation, the pain and all sorts of symptom treatment solutions could be prevented. However, many may not to be familiar with these exercises and the term itself at all. But I emphasize that not everyone needed it. Some were able to get through the points mentioned, learn the basic exercises, and if they overloaded any of their joints, they rested and that's it. At the same time, I would also know that many athletes, coaches, and popular experts on YouTube have the same missing skills in this area. And it's interesting to see that someone can't even do a pull-up in full range of motion, but let's not go into this right now. As you can see, this topic is complex, it's well worth to work on it, but in this video, I just wanted to draw attention to the issue with a few examples. If we went into every joint now, we will never finish. If you're interested in the full system and my joint preparation program, click the link below and get started with the 6-week program on gymnasticsmethod.com. After joining, you'll have access to all the Gymnastics Method programs, tutorials, nutrition guide and much more, and you get a proven system to learn how to move and look like a gymnast from scratch. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did so, please like, share and write a comment. What do you want to see in the next videos? Subscribe if you haven't already and click on the bell for more. See you next Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time.